So I just got back from the cinema after watching Predator Badlands, finally. And I've been really looking forward to seeing this. Ever since the announcement, I've thought this looks great. I've been really excited for it. I'm really looking forward to it. And I know it's kind of been divisive. There's been people that feel the same way, really looking forward to it, thinks it looked great. And then there's other people that are more probably diehard Predator fans that have been really concerned and worried. And I totally understand that criticism because this film is completely a new take, totally different to any of the other Predators, for good or for worse. I mean, I personally really enjoyed this film, but I do have my criticisms. It's not perfect. There was things in this film I thought should have been left out or at least toned down. For sure, toned down. Some of it I was like, what is going on right now? But overall, I actually really enjoyed myself. And yeah, I guess let's just go into it. So first of all, following a predator, a Yautja creature, predator, whatever, as the main protagonist, the main character, to follow a predator as the main character was definitely different, but I thought it was sick. I really did enjoy Deck the character, the predator character. I thought he was done so well. The way that he looked, the way he spoke, I love the fact that he just spoke in his language, the Yautja language, and didn't just suddenly start speaking English. I love the fact he stayed in his language, and we had the subtitles for him. The way he just came across, he felt really powerful, really strong. He just felt really gritty and like raw and rough, and just, I don't know, he just seemed like a badass. He was a badass. Like some of the action scenes and the way that he fights, the way that he acted, I just loved all of it. The direction of that character I thought was great, the way it was written. And I'm glad that they kept his character true to being what a predator should be like. It didn't just start. To be fair, actually, wait, there is some moments that I'll get into towards the end that I was like, what is happening here? But for 95% of the time, I thought he felt like a real predator that I was really happy with watching. And yeah, Deck was sick. One of my favorite things in the whole film is literally Deck. The action scenes were absolutely sick. There's so many action scenes throughout this film. The whole film's action, and it's really, really good action. I really did think it was great. Apart from maybe the first fight scene, because it's probably the issue with the screen that I watched it in, because it was just so dark. I couldn't actually see what was going on in that first fight scene with his brother. Even though I could still see like most of it, like I could tell it was a good fight scene, but there was so much of it that I was like, what is going on? Who's fighting who here? What's happening? So apart from that scene, every other fight scene and action scene I thought was solid. Really well done. The directing, the cinematography of all of this film I thought was sick as well. The sound design was amazing, I thought. For everything, like the Predator, the way he speaks, the way all of his like clicks and the Predator noises were really good. Just the world building, the world design, all the different creatures. One of my favorite things was the weapons. So when Deck's fighting, a lot of his weapons have this like red, like plasma blade effect that goes on it. The way that sounds when he's chopping through different creatures or trees or whatever he's killing or fighting or chopping up. The way it sounds, I thought was sick. Really did like it. All of it. I thought the whole sound design for the film was really good. Also, the Weyland-Yutani synths that get introduced to the film, I loved all of that. Anything to do with the alien universe, I'm going to be a fan of anyway. And I thought it was done really, really well. Just having Weyland-Yutani connected to a Predator film like this. I know we've had Alien vs. Predator, but for it to just be a solo Predator film but have Weyland-Yutani introduced, I found that really exciting. And just seeing Mother and just seeing like the different synths, I really did enjoy that as well. And just before I go into my criticisms, I will say also that Ellie Fanning's character, Thea, the Weyland-Yutani synth, the one that's got no legs, because she does play two characters. She plays Thea and her twin clone sister, can't remember her name, but I think she did a great job. I did enjoy watching Ellie Fanning in the film, but her character, and this I guess will lead into the criticisms, her character definitely brought maybe way too much comedy to the film. But at the same time, I also enjoyed the comedy. I also found myself laughing at certain points, but then also feel like I was getting taken out of the film because a lot of it just felt like out of place. Because you're watching a Predator film, a lot of the comedy that gets introduced to this just felt like it went on too much, and it was just too much at points. That it kept making me think, oh no, like is it gonna stay this way? Is she gonna constantly like have this comedic value to the film? Because it's fine in certain areas, Some parts it's just too much, goes on a bit too long, but I was worried that it was going to continue, and it does simmer out at one point. There is moments throughout the rest of the film once she's in that does have comedy, and some of it I did laugh at, but it is just weird. I'll be honest, it is weird watching a Predator film and you have a character who's bringing loads of comedy to it. It just felt a little bit weird, and that's one of my main criticisms was, even though it didn't ruin the film in any way, but it just made it feel weird. It did take me out of it. And that's probably my main criticism. Also, there is another character, a little creature. I can't remember its name, but it's like the little creature, the baby child creature who becomes friends with Dec and Thea. I did like this character, and he was cute, and it was funny at certain points. I did laugh at certain points of it. But again, that brought a lot of comedic value to it. And again, it just didn't feel like it was in place. And the character, the little creature, it just looked like something out of Star Wars. It just looked a little bit too cute and a bit too silly. I don't know. It was almost like, with Star Wars, they always create all these new little cool, cute characters where they can sell them as toys and merchandise and all this stuff. It felt like that. And to be fair, I also do agree with some of the criticism that I've heard about this film where it feels like Mandalorian. And it proper does. It proper felt like Disney at some points, like Disney-fied Mandalorian. And I understand totally if that makes people not like the film. I completely get it. I enjoyed it for the most part. It could have been dialed down, definitely. But there is definitely Mandalorian vibes. Even some of the music felt like Mandalorian music. It was close. It was similar. I was like, this feels like Mandalorian right now. What is going on? But I have to be honest, I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even through all that. I'm just glad that it definitely slowed down and stopped being so silly at points. Also, I will say, whilst we're on the criticisms of the film, Dec as a character, this is the other percentage that I was like, he wasn't fully what a Predator feels like, because towards the back end of this film, Dec starts to get, I guess, feelings and care about the characters he's met, Thea and this little creature. Phone's ringing. And I wasn't sure about that, because Dec's only mission and his only purpose is to prove himself to his Yautja clan so he can claim his place to be the ultimate predator, or to be part of their clan. And you can't be part of it until you bring home a trophy, and Dec chooses one of the hardest, most dangerous beasts in the universe that's never been killed. Also, it regenerates itself, so it's basically impossible to kill. It's not, because it eventually dies, but yeah, for him to go down to this planet and to fight this beast and to just have that purpose, because his brother gets killed by his dad, by his father, and he just wants to seek revenge almost, but also to honor his place. So for him to go down to this planet and to just need to kill this monster to really go back home with this trophy, for him to at the end just want to rescue it. And then there was a moment where Dec puts his head on the monster, and it's like the brothers. I know they're showing each other respect, but it just felt a little bit weird to go from wanting to literally chop its head off every second of the whole film to suddenly wanting to rescue it, and then showing it sort of love and respect. It was just a little bit weird. There's also a sick fight scene at the end I thought was really cool with all the fight scenes. I liked how Dec... the fight scene, I was going to mention them before I skip ahead. The fight scene with Thea's synthetic sister in the big mech, that was solid. I really liked that. And also the fight scene before where Dec, the little creature, are going through the Weyland-Yutani area, and they're fighting all the different simps. That was really cool as well. Yeah, so many good action scenes, so many good moments. Just some really weird moments with the comedy that needed to be dialed down. But apart from the criticisms I've mentioned, I found this film to be really enjoyable. I had a great time. I definitely want to see more of this. I know a lot of people don't, and I totally understand. I think what would be perfect is they do a sequel to it, because it gets left on a cliffhanger, so I want to see what happens. And I also really do like Dec. I also like Thea. I'd like all of it, but... yeah, anyway, I would like to see how all this goes, into the next storyline, and how everything plays out with Dec's mother turning up to their planet after he kills his father. I'm probably spoiling all this. I don't think I mentioned spoilers, so sorry. But But yeah, I just think that it should have a sequel. I would like to see a sequel, but I just hope that Predator doesn't just stay this. I hope that this doesn't just become what the Predator is now. And that we do go back to like the original formula of like it being a horror, and that the Predator is like the enemy and the threat, like the horror creature just stalking people. But the thing is, it's been done so many times. I don't know how many more times you can do it. We had Prey, which took it back to that sort of vibe, and I really like Prey. And Dan Trachtenberg, I think that's the director's name. I think he's killing it with all of the Predator stuff. Like Prey was sick, Killer of Killers was sick. Predator Badlands I thought was sick, and he's talking about another film that's meant to be something that's never happened or been done in sci-fi. So I'm really interested in Dan Trachtenberg's Predator and everything he does with it. I think he knows the character, he knows the lore, he knows the world, and I think he's just trying something different and just trying to have some new, fresh, unique takes on it, and I think that's exciting. I'm excited for it, and I want to see more, but I don't want it to just stay like this, because I would enjoy it, but I like the Predator being horror. So, and this film wasn't horror at all at any point. So yeah, they're my thoughts. So for me, I would give this film an 8 out of 10. That's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think. Have you seen Predator Badlands? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What do you actually think? I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. Drop me a like if you enjoyed this, and if you are new here, hit subscribe. That would be amazing. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one.